everybody. Hello, 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 hello.
Kills.
Sorry, y'all, I'm 1 minute late. You gotta get some powder on the face. How is everybody? I just want to make sure I'm alive here. Wouldn't you? So strange if I was sitting here talking to myself. Happy, it is the 3rd of July. Tomorrow is the 4th of July. And this is a very important documentary. Now it is about World Economics Forum. You'll recognize some big names in this documentary. George Soros, Klaus Schwab, Bill Gates, Joe Biden, Xi Jinping. Very scary. Very scary. I was like, damn. World Economics. What can we do if we're going up against people with that caliber? They're using, like, Mark Zuckerberg is in this documentary. Greta Thunberg. Don't do that. Yeah, she's in this too. The World Economics Forum she is invited to speak at in the Swiss Alps, where some pretty big names are there as well, like Bill Gates, big leaders. Klaus Schwab, he is, like, I'm pretty sure he's part of the, like what is it? Like, would it be like Fourth Reich? I don't know, man. It's kind of like too, like, similar and too, like, this is like exactly what the Germans did in World War II. You guys, it's scary. It's very scary. It's called The Great Awakening. It was just made about 4 weeks ago. It's only got 203,000 views on it. And I say only 203,000 views is a lot, but not enough. Not enough people have seen this, and that's why I decided to react to it today and show you. Well, you know, Rocky, my friend Rocky from Gays Against, sent this to me, and he's like, you need to watch this. And I was like, all right, hey Roman, let grandma in. Grandma's locked out. My son thought it was a funny idea to lock me out of the house today, you guys. And he literally told me, I'm locking you out, Mom. And I'm like, no, you're not. He did. And I'm ringing the doorbell and all that. But anyways, 203,000 people, where I think more of us need to see it. So Rocky, thank you for sending me this. I hope you guys enjoy it. Hope everybody's doing well, by the way. Hello, Alpha Jack. Thank you. Thank you so much. Jimmy, hello. Joe Foster, David Davis, Belislav, what's up? Bill, hi Graham, hi Morton, hi Vic, hi Rex. Buddy, hi. Miss Green Eyes, hello. Do you know that you have one of the rarest color eyes in the world is green? Like 1% of the population has that color eyes. Oh, let me turn this up. Sorry, y'all. I just don't want to be super loud. I know. How could I prevent that? All right, you guys, you ready? Because I am. The Great Awakening. And this also talks about, like, I gotta fix this. It also talks a lot about Justin Trudeau, and when it needs to wake people up, you guys. All right. Here. George Orwell.
Whatever political party you identify with, you are welcome here. Whatever color, culture, or creed you identify with, you are welcome here. If you are vaccinated or unvaccinated, you are welcome here. Now look around. Look around at these faces in this crowd. Take a good look around. This is America the Beautiful. And it's worth fighting for.
Yes, it
You are worth fighting for. Your children are worth fighting for. Our freedom is worth fighting for. My name is Mickey Willis. I'm a father, a husband, and an investigative filmmaker. I was raised in California by a single mom who did her best to care for 4 children on her.
Right. Look, Mickey here, okay, which I love to see in the beginning of this documentary. He says, whatever your political beliefs are, you're welcome here. Whatever color skin you have, you're welcome here. Whether you're vaxxed or not vaxxed, you're welcome here. And, you know, I think so much damage has been done to, even if we do preach unity and becoming united again, it's like falling on deaf ears, or you're met with opposition. You're called a bigot if you preach unity. And I love how he came in here and showed his whole family, right? He's just he's a documentary maker that's probably got more to lose than to gain, than to post this, right? So now he's talking about his early childhood. This is very important, you guys. Pay attention.
A husband and an investigative filmmaker. I was raised in California by a single mom who did her best to care for 4 children on her own. As a child of the welfare state, I witnessed firsthand what happens to the psyche and spirit of those who become dependent on government assistance.
Right here.
Had my mother known the difference between a hand up and a hand out, she may have avoided the trap that kept us living on the edge of poverty, like so many people are today. Living in fear of losing her welfare assistance, Mom remained single and lonely until the day she passed, at 58 years young.
This is important.
Her life was cut short by a combination of toxic cancer treatments and grief. Just 34 days before she passed, her first son, my brother, was killed by a drug called AZT. Hundreds of thousands of innocent people died as a result of that prescribed poison. The pusher of AZT was none other than Dr. Anthony Fauci.
All right. So, during the 90s, this man here, Dr. Fauci, you might recognize his face because he told the world the vaccines are safe. They're very safe. You guys trust the science, right? Well, that's what he said about AZT in the 90s, and it killed how many thousands of people? By society standards, by FDA standards, you should not have your job anymore. When they do these drug trials, you guys, if one person dies, they strike the whole medication. They're supposed to. Keep that in mind, please. Keep in mind, this guy has been doing evil bidding for a long time for the almighty dollar.
The reason that only one drug has been made available, AZT, because it's the only drug that has been shown to be safe and effective.
Well, it's certainly nice to know that the future looks brighter.
30 years later, there he was again. Same script, same actors, same performance.
Oh my
These are
God!
safe and effective products.
Knowing what that man had done in the 80s and 90s, I couldn't believe he was still in a position of such power. As the world descended into synchronized tyranny, I began to ask myself,
Look at this.
how did they get everyone to go along with this?
Great. Oh, it feels so good. I know.
Obsessed with finding the answer, I began studying every moment in recorded history where masses of people devolved into a state of self-destruction. Down that rabbit hole was where I discovered the work of G. Edward Griffin.
Gentlemen, I Again, let me say welcome to our home.
Since the 1960s, Mr. Griffin has been warning the world of the communist plot to overtake America.
Yeah, not good,
Yes,
y'all.
I know. Communism.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
That thing we've all been told fell with the Berlin Wall.
Yeah, so in the 80s, after like Chernobyl, I believe, I don't know if it was 87 or 88. I remember being a little girl. Chernobyl happened in 86 when I was a 6-year-old girl. And if you don't know what Chernobyl is, you guys, it's a massive nuclear disaster. And still to this day, a lot of people are suffering the fallout from that, right? And you still can't, nothing can survive there. No humans anyways. Can't even go in there without Geiger counters. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down the wall. East and West Germany, right? And the Soviet Union has fallen. Communism has fallen. That was the Reagan era. I can remember that. And I remembered a solar eclipse when I was a kid. It's like so many little things happened, like the NASA disaster, the launch disaster. Communism is not good. It doesn't work. It won't work here. So let's see what you guys remember this. It's creepy. He was also, somebody shot him and almost assassinated President Reagan. It was crazy times.
Tear down this wall.
That thing we've all been told fell with the Berlin Wall.
How do you measure such an astonishing moment in history?
It was Napoleon who said, "History is a lie agreed upon." Ironically, there's no evidence that Napoleon ever said that. As we're about to discover together,
how do we know?
Much of our history has been rewritten to serve an agenda that up until recently was invisible to the average person. Average, like this guy. Everyone's talking about the necessity for change right now, particularly here in the U.S. Over the past few months, as a filmmaker, I've had the honor of documenting the political revolution. That was me in 2016,
Feel the burn.
the year of my political awakening.
Come on board the political revolution.
I was touring with the Bernie Sanders campaign, creating media to help his grassroots movement grow. At that time, I knew very little about socialism and even less about democratic socialism. As it turned out, I wasn't the only one.
So my Bernie bros, how do we redistribute wealth through taxation without expanding the powers of the federal government? Bernie Sanders!
Lost
As
in
confusion
translation.
set in, I began turning my questions inward. Are they hypnotized? Am I hypnotized?
Are you?
That question, that one simple question, activated some strange sort of faith healing. Suddenly, I could see. How did I not see this before? There were so many red flags.
The only solution is communist revolution. The only solution is communist revolution. The only solution is communist revolution. That's right, we need communism. That's what we need.
Ask any Cuban that has migrated here from Cuba and ask them how they feel about communism. Just ask. That's all you got to do. Ask one Cuban person that has came here. And hey, how would you feel if communism came here to America? They're probably going to tell you it's already here.
I'm well aware that whether you're here in person or through the medium of motion picture, that for most of you, it's not easy to fit meetings of this kind into your schedules. But the fact that you are here indicates that you do have an interest in the subject. So in order not to waste any of your time, let's dispense with the usual preliminaries and get right down to the business at hand. We're going to examine in quite a bit of detail the communist theory and practice of revolution, particularly as applied to the United States. Now, this will not be something dreamed up out of thin air. This will be the strategy as taught by them and advocated by them in their own manuals, in their textbooks, and in their schools.
Yikes.
The new program of the Communist Party on this subject has this to say. The term socialism describes but the first stage of a new society that in its full development is called communism. Socialism is a transitional stage.
Jim Carrey, everybody.
All right, Jim Carrey paying homage. He's paying homage right now to the mighty activist. Well, somewhat okay, not really. Quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers. He done more time on his knee than playing in stadiums. Colin Kaepernick, one of the worst people to... What happened? Oh, no. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I guess. They no likey. Okay. All right. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We could do this. Blending mode. That's okay. Hang on. Hang tight. Hang tight. Hang tight. Hang tight. Yeah. Yeah, new one.